Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another wonderful round here, brought to you by Slipstream Racing. I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High, and boy, am I glad to see some more F1 action on Assetto Corsa, the original racing simulator out there. We're still going strong, we're still going fast, and yes, we're still racing the VRC cars out here on the racetrack. This is going to be a short season this time around because we are expecting to see the updated 2025 vehicles be released sooner rather than later. So we're running a short season now, that way we can start the brand new season with the brand new cars. We've got some familiar faces here on the racetrack, we've got some new faces on the racetrack, and the drivers are just getting to complete their outlap. So without any further ado, let's get over to the live screen as we're ready for round 2 of the season. Suzuka. Track length of 3.6 miles or 5.8 kilometers, founded in 1962, has been unchanged since 1983, located in Suzuka, Japan. We've got 18 corners, 8 to the left, 10 to the right, with 131 feet or 40 meters of elevation change. Iconic curves such as the first corner snake, Dunlop, Degner, 130R, 200R, spoon curve, and of course the Casio triangle, where we will see drivers make or break their runs. A lot of slipstreaming will be in effect, no pun intended, for the drivers to take hold of as they come down the back stretch and into 130R and then plummeting into the Casio triangle. Why are all the spectators facing the wrong way? They're staring at me, not the F1 cars. Silly spectators. Alan Toss gets it all wrong, locks it up under braking, gets the car spun around the right way, lets the other drivers go to not impede their trial runs. Here comes Twisted Jack down pit lane, actually, to get a change of rubbers, maybe getting a scrub set in. AIEA Racing will be the name of the game. Here's Mr. Cody Lawrence driving for Andretti Racing Cadillac. Matt Chevry, of course, in the iconic Ferrari, number 16 again this season, and he seems to be coming down pit road himself. A couple of drivers only getting their installation laps in, coming down pit road before rolling out again for another opportunity. Right now, we're seeing 17 drivers taking to this championship so far, which is pretty darn amazing. I'm so glad to see it. Slipstream Racing growing every season that it progresses, gaining more additional names to the championships. And of course, with the long championship runs, it's still anybody's ball game for who can take the top step. But of course, let's talk about Season 10's wrap-up, since we didn't get a chance to last time we spoke. It was Cody Lawrence taking the championship with 272 points, nearly 100 points in the lead of Mr. Ryan Earl, aka Flip, with 178. Jaden Neal in third place with 154. There's your podium: Cody Lawrence, Ryan Earl, Jaden Neal. In fourth place for Best of the Rest, we had a 2-point lead for Trent H to take fourth place. Then we had Matt Chevry, 132 in fifth. John Hokie and Colin Edwards tied, actually, for sixth and seventh place, 100 points apiece, but Hokie taking the lead because he was a participant in the last few races. Cameron Ketchen, 1 point adrift from a three-way tie, will take 8th place. Pete Rader in 9th place with 85 points. Elegance in 10th. Then we have Ahmed A in 11th. Senti in 12th. James Shorter in 13th. Twisted Jack in 14th. Cody Fowers in 15th. Mac Piermain in 16th. Steve Rogers in 17th. Jake DeShong, Froley, Athena Manisil, Anun, Alex Friedland, and then Spoonini will round out the 23 participants of last season's running. That would be season 10. And of course, we're calling this one season 10.5 here at Slipstream Racing. And I apologize for the last time we did speak at a top list. My power ended up going out and I was unable to stream the last part of the race. So if you're in tune for that, again, my apologies. Just Mother Nature, things we cannot control, we let go of. And the things we can control, well, we hold on tight to those things. Just like Cody Lawrence has control of the field right now, 125.489er for him. Ryan Earl half a second back. Spumf 1.2 seconds back. Trent H 1.3 seconds back. Hokey Pokey 1.4 adrift. Grant Worley 2.3 off the pace. And we've got Toast, Jack, Raider, and a bit of collision between Jack and whom is that in front of him? That would be Jack in a Red Bull car. Of course, we've got some new names to the grid. That might be Toast, and Toast is Toast. Alan Toast coming through. That would be 200R, if I'm not mistaken. 130R, I apologize. And into the Casio Triangle. Might as well call that the Bermuda Triangle for Mr. Toast, because he just got pummeled. Pete Raider gets to the line with a 127.086. Does pretty good for himself. I'm happy to see Mac Pearmain back in the saddle again. Haven't seen him for a while. Where did Pearmain end up in the championship standings? 16th last time running, and yes, I am correct. He did not participate in the last 5 races of season 10, so hopefully he makes a good showing this time out. Ryan Earl driving the number 14 Aston Martin, and still holding on to second place as it were, and right in front of him is a Ferrari. And whom would that be? No, that's not a Ferrari. Then one of the Octane Esports cars. We'll have to keep an eye on the timing tower, see who comes across the line next. Ryan Earl gets to the line. Does he find any improvement? 125.6. Cody Lawrence 125.4. Here comes Trent H. Next over the line. Can he do any better than 4th place? 11 minutes on the clock. And 126.292. He will pass up Spumf. John Hokey Pokey doesn't look like he's improving on this lap. Of course, we can check via the live timing application in front of us, and we'll keep an eye on John Hokey. He's down in 8th place right now, and right now his delta is not showing in the green. That's because it is frozen. He is in the green, my apologies, fluttering around in the Porsche Penske livery, actually. Flirting around with 1/10 in the pocket. Be awfully close for him when he gets to the line. This is actually Jaden Neal. And Jaden Neal, this will be a valid lap for him when he gets to the line. Colin Edwards with a 126.539. Good to see him. And Jaden Neal tops the charts with a 124.795. Best over Cody Lawrence by nearly 0.7 of a second. Ryan Earl, 3rd place for him. Colin Edwards in 5th place. Glad to see Colin Edwards back. We hadn't seen him running in quite a few runs either. Last 3 races taking DNS, meaning did not start or do not start, do not pass go, do not collect $200. And Colin Edwards back in the saddle, 5th place for him. Twisted Jack, Alan Toast, Matt Chevry, Cody Fowers, Nunth Trividi, and James Shorter, almost forgot about the short man down at the bottom. All yet to set valid laps. There goes Twisted Jack, 127.027. We're typically seeing close to 2-minute lap times here with the GT3 vehicles, obviously much faster driving these F1 cars. .128, 163 will be that driver coming across the line. Pete Rader coming through what looks like Snake right now. Ooh, almost goes off into the grass, but manages to hold on through Dunlop. And through Degner 1, he's looking okay. Through Degner 2, he's nimble as ever. Pete Rader looks to be on a hot lap right now. And from that via live timing, he's gained around 32 thousandths of a second, almost up half a second on his previous best lap time. Where will that put him on the timing charts if that were so to the line? I'll put him into the top 5 provisionally, of course. 8 minutes left on the clock for this qualifying session. We still got some time left to run. Pete Rader keeping it good through the Casio Triangle, does find 6th place and misses out on the top 5 by just a small margin. A couple of hundred separate himself from Colin Edwards. Ryan Earl, aka Flip, gaining 14 thousandths on this run. Got a little bit of lap traffic to contend with. Will they peel out of the way? They do. And giving Ryan Earl a clear run that he needs into the Casio Triangle out of 130R. Will not be impeded. Mac Piermain spinning it out of control through the first corner, and he's popped it right there on the racing line. Dips, dives, dodges out of the way. 125.561. That'll be Ryan Earl's time there. New personal best, but not good enough to escape P3. Mac Piermain spinning up the wheels as he is stuck on the infield onto the grass right now, but getting it rotated just enough to get back onto the tarmac. Those tires are going to be well and thoroughly heated for the remainder of the qualifying run. Remember, here in slipstream fashion, we are under realistic conditions. You will get disqualified from qualifying for teleporting to pit lane, so I advise against that. Same thing for the race conditions. Teleporting to pit lane will eliminate you from finishing the rest of the event. So your best time will stand if you do get stuck in some kitty litter or stuck in the grass. Do your best to get your car rolling on your own again. Or better yet, ask a friend to give you a little bump and run. Getting out of the way is going to be the Aston Martin of Ryan Earl. It'll be Colin Edwards. He's about 6/10 up on his PB right now. Looking like a very hefty lap for Mr. Edwards. Jaden Neal, 124.750. Colin Edwards finds 4th place with a 125.727. Only 0.18 separate P1 from P2 right now. Trent H also on a stonker of a lap. When he gets to the line, 125.9, loses it through the Casio Triangle, but that was a PB for Trent. Couple of drivers still not setting their qualifying runs yet. Chevry, Fowers, Stravidi, Shorter. They've got about 4.5 minutes left. That's good enough for an outlap plus one more. Cody Lawrence about a tenth and a half up on his PB, as it were, coming through 130 into the Casio triangle, deep, heavy on the brakes, locks up just a smidgen. 124.750 is the time to beat. Will Cody Lawrence find it? No. 767 is all he had, separated by 17 thousandths of a second. P1 to P2. This is anybody's ball game for the top step tonight here in Japan. Looking at Pete Rader now as he comes through the S's. He's up about a tenth and a half. Now up to 3/10 and cooks it into Degner. And he has plopped it on its head. That'll be a red flag in that sector. Well, red flag for the session even, until he gets that thing flipped over and teleported back to pit lane. And all the drivers coming down pit road now after seeing that major incident. It looks like he is clear of the racing surface now, so racing will resume here. Jaden Neal not heeding the red flag, staying out in that Porsche Penske car. First bump. Perhaps that's just some desync for Spump. He's tracking pretty well right now, actually. 3/10 down on their PB. There won't be a flyer for them. Mac Piermain coming through sector 1 is up around a half second and ready to attack Degner 1. Coming through Degner 1, things are all neat and dandy, but getting through the second part of Degner is where things get a little sketchy. Heavy on the brakes, now to the old hairpin, where you can make or break your run here. Going a little too wide on exit. Getting on the throttle a little bit prematurely will send you off into the grass. Mac Piermain is no fool. He is running a green sector 1, 30.361. He's gaining time left, right, and center. Green sector 2 for him as well, 36.184. This will be his final attempt at it. Oh, almost loses it coming to the entrance of the Casio Triangle. Holy Toledos. Does he still maintain his pace and consistency of 127.403? What could have been for Mac Piermain? Of drivers getting prepared for their last runs, it looks like. The first place car and the third place car getting over the line just now. It looks like the third place car is actually headed down pit road. Jaden Neal staying out there, so Ryan Earl calls it quits. Cody Lawrence is still out there trying to improve. Trent H still looking to improve right now. Better than fifth place for him, possibly so. Green sector 1 for Trent. Dip dives and dodges the McLaren out in front. Fred H up about a tenth of a second right now. Needs about 3 to best Colin Edwards. John Hokie with a new PB, 126 for him. And that will be the checkered flag for most of the drivers taking to the grid here tonight. Trent H will be the next driver to cross the line. 125, 790 will be a new PB, but not good enough to escape the clutches of P5. Take a look at Cody Lawrence as he gets to the line. He should be up about a 10th right now. Will it be good enough for the top step of the podium? No, it will not. Throws it all the way through Sector 3. He was up on his purple time for Sector 2. And that'll be it for this qualifying run, folks. John Hokie practicing his pit stop because we are running real penalty here. So speeding in the pit lane is going to be a thing, result in a time associated penalty. Check in with the drivers and see the starting order of the grid. And check out some very cool liveries. The Porsche Penske car. Tag Heuer. In P1, the number 6 Penske vehicle, akin to its WEC livery, looking very good. Or is that the IMSA livery? Believe the Porsche Penske is in its form in WEC, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Cody Lawrence, driving for Cadillac Racing in the number 11, as he was last season. Ryan Earl in the number 14 Aston Martin livery. Colin Edwards in his number 2 Honda McLaren. Trent H in his number 84 Cadillac Racing vehicle. Pete Rader in the Air Jordan number 23. What does it say? He's not here on the air intake? He's not here. John Hokie driving the Haas number 31 car. Spumfu is in the number 2. And let's see what kind of livery this is. Not quite sure. Mobile One Velo. Interesting. Acura. Very interesting. Twisted Jack driving the Bowes car. And he is driving for AWAI Racing, if I remember correctly. It's got an acronym to it. I can't remember. But we'll call him the Bowes car. Mac Pierman driving the number 4 McLaren. Good to see Grant Worley back driving the Williams livery. Number 23 for him in 11th place. We got Alan Toast. Hopefully he's not toast today. Driving the number 1 Red Bull Oracle livery. Matt Trevry driving the number 16 Charles Leclerc Ferrari. Cody Fowers in the number 44 Slipstream Racing Mobile. We're going to give this one a full turnaround. Oh, maybe not. James Shorter driving the Octane Esports number 33. And we've got Anand Trivedi driving the Mercedes number 12. And of course, myself, Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High, we are driving the Road Action Safety Car. Get back over to the grid and get ready for the start of this event, folks. "35 laps are on the clock. The time is 1 p.m. Track is optimum, 100% grip is available. Temperatures quite balmy out there, 14 degrees Celsius, 24 degrees being the track temperature. Got a headwind coming in towards T1, or a tailwind, excuse me, 6 kilometers per hour. Drivers getting their setups loaded, getting their fuel sorted out. Tire selection underway. And we are ready to rumble, folks. Waiting for the 6 lights to become illuminated, and then we'll go green. And green, 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 away we go in towards turn 1. It looks like Jaden Neal is covering off the inside line from Cody Lawrence, and he does a good job of managing to do so. Let's look a little further back down the field. Couple drivers losing out positions. Colin Edwards moves up into 4th place. Trent H into 5th. Pete Rader trailing behind, not too far. Spunf losing a position to Mac Piermain, quick off the draw. But who is that tumbling down the order? That'll be Twisted Jack, tumbling down into 16th place, trying to keep his nose clean, but unable to do so. We've got a couple tenths separating a lot of the drivers right now. Anand, oh, getting squirrely whirly, and that'll be with Alan Toast, I believe. Yes, that is the Toast Man in the number 1 car, and it looked like a little bit of desync was the cause of that accident. Let's check in with Matt Chevry, as he's caught in a little bit of a sandwich between Spunf and Grant Worley, aka Squirrely Whirly here. Take a look at the inside line towards Spoon Curve. Didn't want to act on it, maybe just getting the slipstream and run down towards 130R. And I thought we were going to have a clean race start here with all the seasoned veterans, but some of the newcomers just getting caught out with some of the cold tires. And it looks like Spunf covering off that inside line towards 130R on the defensive quite a bit to Matt Chevry. Chevry does look like he is the quicker car. And a couple of pit stop calls here on the opening lap. Very interesting run of things, folks. I did not expect to see that take place. Let's let AutoCam take us away and see who is going to come out in front. Looks like Matt Chevry is in front of Squirrely Whirly, John Hokie, Cody Fowers, and Alan Toast. Here's the focus of Matt Chevry driving the number 16 Ferrari. Perhaps that is a strategy to be used here. Taking a free pit stop, not actually stopping. It looked like Matt Chevry took a drive-through penalty. Perhaps there is some cheeky strategy at play here. Maybe he thinks that he can make it 35 laps without making an actual pit stop. John Hokie on the C4 compound, the only driver to claim to do so. Trent H on the C3 with Matt Chevry and Cody Fowers. All other drivers looking like they're on the C2 compound. No, throw Pete Rader in the mix. He's also on the C2 compound. 29.8, 29.7, 130, 130. Here comes Colin Edwards down pit road on this occasion. Comes down a couple of places. What is with this strategy call for these folks? Do I not have real penalty active right now? Am I not seeing all of these penalties being dished out? John Hokie comes down pit road. wheel penalty up and running. DRS has been enabled on this run. Of course, DRS being enabled on lap 2. Gotta give mention to Anand right now. He's done well to recover after that lap 1 turn 5 incident at Degner with Alan Toast. Able to recover pretty well back into the top 10 for him. Colin Edwards chasing down Trent H. Take a look at the pit stops. Who's stopped, who has not. Trent being the first of the pit stop callers. Colin Edwards second. Matt Chivry in third. Grant Worley in fourth of the pit stop callers, of course. James Shorter has not stopped. Anand Trivedi has stopped right now. John Hokie is up to 3 stops now. Cody Fowers taking that one-stop strategy like the rest of the team. And here's Twisted Jack coming just past Anand Trivedi right now. Take a quick glance at the positions gained and lost. Mac Piermain being the biggest gainer right now. Up 5 positions, started off in 10th, now up into 5th. Pete Rader's up 2, Spump is up 2, down is Colin Edwards, trickled down 4 positions off that pit stop call. Trent H down 2, big spin for the Piermain. He's gonna get passed by Spump and potentially Trent H as well, but a beautiful pirouette gets it pointed in the right direction towards T1, but watch out, those tires are going to be hot, hot, hot. James Shorter's up 4, Matt Chivry is up 4. Coming through the anti-banked curving now. Now we're approaching Spoon with John Hokie. 5 of 35 completed. Here's Hokie chasing down Cody Fowers. Trent H also close to Piermain now. Piermain nursing those tires after that spin coming out of the Casio triangle. Trent looks for a move up the inside line. Can't find any daylight there. Here's Mr. Anand Trivedi chasing down Twisted Jack. Battle for 12th and 13th rate is on. 29-2, 29-3, 29-7 for the leaders. 130 for Pete Rader. Fastest lap right now is a 129.295, just set by Jaden Neal. Of course, that is with a full fuel load and one of the harder compound tires available to them. And there is a little bit of a swabble going on as we approach the S's. Trent H and Matt Piermain coming close to each other. Here's the rear wing of John Hokie. Not going to see the DRS flap open up just yet. He is within half a second of Cody Fowers. Whoa, there goes Piermain off at Degner 2. And a beautiful burnout to get the car spun in the right direction, but the tires have got to be begging for mercy right now. Permain loses out to Trent H., Edwards, Chevry, Worley. And it looks like Cody Fowers loses out to John Hokie in the back of the pack. Checking in with Colin Edwards now. And Trent H. really in the middle of a pressure sandwich. He's got to try to catch up to Spump, as well as the pressure building up from behind. Colin Edwards is a little bit faster. Trent H. the slowest of the three vehicles in this trio. Or as we like to say, the ménage à trois. Someone let me know how to say ménage à trois in Japanese, please. Really appreciate that. Oh, getting so close at the entrance to Degner. Whoa, and there goes a little off there from Spump. Will this hurt his cause coming into the hairpin? I don't think so. A little bit of a lockup will, though, and that'll slow him down as well as allow Trent H to catch back up. Let's ride on board and see how Trent wants to navigate this scenario, coming down in towards Spoon in the fourth gear. And now he's going to have the DRS available to him. He's going to be able to push with the slipstream. But no, there comes Colin Edwards in the big fat rear view mirror. And he's up the inside line through 130R. Trent can't get a grip. He can't hold on. He loses one position while trying to make do for another. And there goes Spump off into the Casio triangle right in front. What an amazing shot of this three-way battle. DRS flaps are opening for Trent H and for Colin Edwards, and then he tries to cover it off on the inside line. Goes Trent H, gets the move done and dusted down into 7th and 6th gear through the first quarter. That was a little bit of a late maneuver from Spump, trying to cover off that run as Trent H was already occupying that real estate. Checking in with our race leaders right now, it's Jaden Neal that leads over Cody Lawrence, 0.6 of a second. And we have Ryan Earl, who's already 6.2, 6.3 back from the battling duo out in front, and they're about to run into lap traffic. The 13th place car of Cody Fowers will be up next, getting those blue flags waved at him as he pulls off of the racing line, letting the two drivers make their way downtown as they're driving very fast, faces past, and they're homebound. Grant Worley and Alan Toast, we have lost them from this race session so far. That leaves 14 of the 16 remaining. Still a great action-packed event. Glad to see so many drivers here participating tonight. What happened to Ryan Earl? No! This is coming through Snake. And he just cannot get a grip of that car. No, that's Dunlop, excuse me, the exit of Snake. Check in with Trent H, the man on a mission right now for the Corvette racing team. Is that Spump off? Spump is also off at the Spoon curves? Yes, that is Spoon. Oh no, and he might be beached. Oh no. trying to wiggle his way forward, and he gets the car moving. I thought he was beached for a second. Ryan Earl comes down pit road now. Spumf will also have to come down pit road. Tiptoeing his way through the Casio Triangle. And decides to stay out, gaining a position he should. No gained positions coming through pit lane. I thought Ryan Earl was still in pit lane. That's my mistake. 1/3 of race distance now completed. We are on lap 10 of 35. Checking in with Trent and Colin Edwards battle. And you can see the dirt being picked up from where Spump went off at Spoon. Closing down the gap quite a bit through the Casio Triangle is Trent H. Lap times as they come over the line, 136, 135, 137. Chevry trying to get involved in this two-way battle and make it that menage a trois, but cannot catch up right now, not without the DRS assistance. Trent H is doing a good job to stick to the rear wing of Colin Edwards. Let's check back in with the leaders as I just saw a gap come down to 420 between the two of them. Inside on the Casio Triangle. No, Cody decides to back out of that one. Let's try to sell Jaden Neal the dummy here. 29.5, 29.4 being the lap times between them. Again, selling the dummy, going down and towards T1, but Jaden Neal's focusing forward, as it were. Not looking in his rear view or the side mirrors. Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain. Matt Chevry comes down pit road, and does he take an actual stop this time? He is taking an actual stop this time around. Loses that position to Spump. Looks like Jaden Neal covered off that inside entry towards the Casio Triangle. Cody Lawrence trying to find a way past on the outside. Can't do it there. Early move to cover off the inside line, but Cody Lawrence had the DRS. He is the faster of the pair. Jaden Neal trying to hold on to some form of hope that he can claim P1. Cody Lawrence is already 7/10 up the road, unleashing his power. In through the hairpin It's 1 second already between Cody Lawrence and Jaden Neal. Ryan Earl is even up a half second on his PB, but it's not good enough. Cody Lawrence is just wrenching this car. Spump finally decides to take his pit stop and get those tires replaced. I've been through a couple of heat cycles so far. Comes out into traffic between John Hokie and Anand Trivedi. That Piermain, that is Piermain getting out of the way, pirouetting the car, being spun around the wrong way. John Hokie leads over Spump right now. And Piermain, the next driver to call it quits for the night, it would seem. Taking a DNF. We're down to just 13 drivers, and we haven't even got to half race distance yet. Here comes the move towards the inside line at 130R. Will he go for it? He does, and they touch Martin. A little bit of Aji Baji elbows out racing between Spump and John Hokie. Checking in with progress again, Cody Lawrence gained 1, Jaden Neal's down 1, Pete Rader up 3, Colin Edwards right where he started this race in P4, Ryan Earl's down 2, Trent H is down 1, Matt Chevry up a big 6, Twisted Jack up 1, Trivedi up 7, Spump down 2, John Hokie down 4, Cody Fowers up 2, James Shorter up 2, Piermain, Worley, and Toast are out of it. Looking at the pit stops so far, a couple drivers taking that weird drive-through on the opening couple of laps. And some drivers taking a pit stop a little bit early before the halfway point of the event. Others, Cody Lawrence, Jaden Neal, Pete Rader, yet to stop. Here comes Hokie down pit road. Here's Spump for Acura Racing, trying to chase down Anand Trivedi. In the battle for 8th and 9th position. Side by side into Spoon. Hopefully they don't touch. They don't come together. Anand backs out of that one. Gives plenty of breathing room to Spump there. But Spump into the top 8. Trying to challenge back into the braking zone of the Casio Triangle, the chicane, and they are going to go completely side by side. Inside line remains the inside line coming into the final corner, and it's a long run down towards T1, but it looks like Anand Trivedi has the DRS wing open, and a long way around the outside goes Spump, but he can't hold on in that Acura Racing Mobile. He goes a little bit wide. Anand tries to turn in, but Spump existed on that real estate, and Anand Trivedi goes off at the first part of the snake, and he loses out. Spump gave him the scare or dare, and Anand jumped first. Checking back in with the leaders at the halfway point of the race. Lap 17 just completed. We are on to lap 18. 129.8, 129.8 between the two front runners. Cody Lawrence leads by 2.2 seconds. Then we have Pete Rader in third place, getting hunted down by a back marker. Into pit lane they go right at the halfway point of the event. Pete Rader was on the C3 compound. Let's see if Anand follows suit and takes the C3 as well, or if they both jump onto the C2, the harder compound. No, the softer compound. C3 is the hard compound. Excuse me. 22.8 second pit lane time for Pete Rader. Pretty quick, as it were, and the gap opened up a little bit, but he's already up into third place. Trent H trailing behind, but gets one done on Colin Edwards with that early pit stop that he did. Trent H on the C3 compound tire. Cody Lawrence and Jaden Neal still both need to make a pit stop before the end of the event. We got plenty of time to do it. 15 more laps, 16 more laps to get her done. This is the part of the race where things get a little quiet here, folks. Suzuka is home of one of the few tracks in the world that has a unique figure 8 design. One of its distinctive features is that figure 8 layout. One of the very few tracks in the world to have such a design where the track passes over itself at the crossover point. That'll be underneath the second Degner and 130R. You see the bridge right in the rear shot there. Of course, Suzuka was designed by the Dutchman, none other than John Hugenholtz. who also designed the Zandvoort circuit in the Netherlands and also the original designer of the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. The Suzuka circuit is owned by a Honda Motor Corporation Limited and operated by Mobility Land Corporation, a subsidiary of Honda. Of course, its rival track being Fuji, which is owned by Yamaha. No, Toyota. What am I saying? Yamaha. Those are your fun facts of the Suzuka track. Let me know in the comments if you like them or if you already knew them. Cody Lawrence comes down pit road on this occasion. That will promote Jaden Neal up into provisional P1. That is until things reset themselves and the pit cycle is fully completed. He was on the C2 compound tire. Let's see where that leaves him at the end of the day. Cody Fowers chasing down, I believe that would be Matt Chevry in front of him, the 7th place vehicle. Yes, it is Matt Chevry driving the number 16 Ferrari. Two buddies going after it on the same piece of tarmac, but not for the same position. Here's your provisional leader, the Porsche Penske of Jaden Neal. Lap 21 of 35 is underway. And here comes Jaden Neal down pit road. Let's keep an eye on where Cody Fowers is, or excuse me, Cody Lawrence is. Too many Codys to hang out with here. Here comes Cody Lawrence down the start-finish straightaway. Passes the line and passes Jaden Neal as well. See Jaden just turning into a speck of dust in the background, and he's about 6 seconds behind as we speak. Whoa, and there goes Cody Fowers. I said too many Codys, but not too many Codys spinning out tonight. Cody Fowers comes out of the hairpin, spun out, gets the car turned in the right direction. He'll still hold on to 12th place. He's 1 lap ahead of James Short at 38 seconds back from Anand Trivedi, who was involved in that lap 1 Degner accident with Alan Toast. Colin Edwards finishing up lap 21. Starting lap 22 now, coming through Snake. Up the hill, through Dunlop, into Degner. Here's Spump coming through the Casio Triangle in final corner. Cody Lawrence, that's the fastest lap of the race, 1:27.476. Matt Chevrolet still hanging out in 7th place right now. He's gained quite a few positions, if I remember correctly, starting from the back of the pack, worked his way forward. If I'm not mistaken, he still needs to make a pit stop for tires to make it to the end of the race. Unless he is going to burn these C2s down into the ground and leave them here in Suzuka. Jaden Neal steals that fastest lap away, 127.238. Trent is 4.4 back from Pete Rader, looking for a podium position right now. Doesn't want to be best of the rest. Whoa, there goes Spumf with a huge hit coming out of Degner. Ryan Earl comes down pit road. That'll promote a few drivers up the order. Good pit stop there. That should promote Matt Chevrolet into 6th place, and it does. Do that pit stop from Ryan Earl. Spumf will probably have to take another pit stop now, promoting Twisted Jack and John Hokie. Keep an eye on this battle for now. Jaden Neal with another fast lap, 27.1. Spumf does come down pit lane, but so does John Hokie. That promotes Twisted Jack only in front. And Hokie was able to get out of pit lane faster than Spumf. There'll be a 12, nearly 13 second gap between Spumf and John Hokie. Ryan Earl on a C3 compound, trying to find a fast lap here and gain some ground on Matt Chevrolet. 2 seconds, the gap trickling down to 1.7 as I call it out. Wow. Big difference between those worn down C2s and the C3 compounds. Matt Chevrolet's tires are 13 laps old at this point in time. He's got a long way left to go before the end of the event. 9 more laps to make it to the end. Can he do it? I think he can. I think he can. I think he can. But he'll probably lose the position to Ryan Earl, because Ryan Earl has already closed down the gap, and it's awfully close between the two of them coming out of Spoon into 130R. Will the move be done and dusted? Stop looking at me, fans. Creeping me out. In the Casio Triangle, things are status quo for now. Matt Chevrolet bails, though, loses out his brake marker, and that'll promote Ryan Earl up into 6th place. Matt Chevrolet just missed his brake marker, for all I could tell, and he comes down pit road. Match referee being a gentleman, letting the cars on the lead lap through not impede them. Of course, the drivers here not racing for millions of dollars, so Blue Flagger is not really in the mood to race the fastest guys on the grid. Trent H comes down pit road. Let keep him in front of Ryan Earl though. It does, but by how much is the gap? 5 seconds, and Trent goes onto the C4 compound, the softest available for this event. Twisted Jack clatters with the wall, and I think that might have been a teleport to pit lane. It might be the end of Twisted Jack's run here tonight. Or was that an error on entry to pit lane? Error on entry to pit lane was his accident. Loses out 1-2 positions, one to Anand Trivedi and one to John Hokie. There's the iconic figure 8 section. Some drivers as they come through 130R, other drivers coming through Degner. Oh, and there goes Cody Fowers. And he is stopped at the exit of the first corner. And I wonder what kind of technical issue must have bequeathed him to park there. And Anand Trivedi gets his car rolled again out of pit lane. Past Cody Fowers. And Cody seems to be back in the mix. Oh, he was back in the mix for just a second. I saw his car rolling. His car is rolling. Keep an eye on this. I wonder what's going on with Cody. Or if he was just waiting for James Shorter to catch back up. I think he might have just been waiting for James Shorter. An attempt to have some fun here for this mini season. Here's Shorter. Shorter is just 6.4 seconds away from Cody Fowers now. Cody got the ball up and running again. Checking in with the standings, it's Cody Lawrence leads by 5.5 seconds over Jaden Neal in P2. Pete Rader, 38 seconds adrift. And Cody Fowers actually comes down pit road, promotes James Shorter up one. Then we have Colin Edwards in 4th place, back to where he started this race. Trent H in 5th, Ryan Earl in 6th. Matt Chevry in 7th, John Hokie in 8th, Twisted Jack in 9th. And it's quite a close battle between John Hokie and Twisted Jack as they both approach turn 1 right now. Closest battle on the racing surface, 3.5 seconds. Then we have Spump into the top 10, Anand Trivedi in 11th, James Shorter in 12th, and Cody Fowers still in pit lane in 13th. Not seeing an update from Cody Fowers in the YouTube chat about what happened to him. We'll have to check in with him afterwards to make sure everything's all right. That will be an end to his racing event here in Japan. Is Jack Eagle a little squirrely? And no, I'm not talking about whirly. Coming out of the old hairpin, not the final corner, the old hairpin. On his way into Spoon, 3.8 is the gap, and climbing a little bit. C4 compounds must be burning out on Twisted Jack right now. Trent H seems to be making them work. How long has he been on those C4 compounds? Just 3 short laps on the C4 compound. AIEA Racing and IOU and sometimes Y. Lap 32 of 35, and here is the rundown. Cody Lawrence started in P2, worked his way up into P1 after a brutal fight with Jaden Neal for a little bit. Pete Rader has climbed up 3 positions, starting in P6, working his way up to 3rd. Colin Edwards and Trent H starting where they finishing where they started the race, I should say. Ryan Earl is down 3 positions after a big slip, trip, and fall down the order. Lost 3. Matt Chevry started at the back of the pack, worked his way forward, gained 6 off the good. John Hokie's down 1, started in 7th, now in 8th. Twisted Jack resting his head in 9th place. Spump. What a name. He's down 2, started in 8th, now in 10th. Anand Trivedi is up 5, started at the back of the pack, worked his way forward into 11th, and he would have been higher up the order had he not had an incident with Mr. Toast. James Shorter is up 3, Cody Fowers up 1 position, Mac Piermain's down 4, Grant Worley's down 4, and Toast is down 4 as well, and taking DNFs for the remainder of the event. Take a look at the pit stop progress so far. The one-stopper seemed to have been the best strategy. Cody Lawrence, Jaden Neal, Pete Rader all working the one-stopper out. Colin Edwards taking 2 stops. Trent H even taking 3 stops. Ryan Earl with 2. Matt Chevry with 3. John Hokie with 5 stops. 5 trips down pit lane. Not sure what that's about. Twisted Jack, Spump, Anand Trivedi, Shorter, Fowers. You can see their pit stops there to the right-hand side of their names. Trent closing down on Colin Edwards, but so is Twisted Jack on John Hokie. They're both hovering right around 2 seconds, but we've only got 2 laps left of this event. I don't think they have enough time to close down gaps. White flag is waving on this lap. This will conclude our event. Cody Lawrence will cross the line in P1, barring any mistakes in P1. 4.6 seconds the gap in front of Jaden Neal. He won by attrition, forcing his way around the outside, leading down and towards turn 1. Through Jaden Neal, he drove his car. No contact, just to be clear. He just drove through him like he was standing still. Set that one up for a couple of laps before making his move. It was a clean overtake for sure. But of course, Cody Lawrence taking home the victory here is a surprise to no one here at Slipstream Racing. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that Cody Lawrence is a force to be reckoned with. I'm not seeing a ballast attached to his name, so perhaps we need to throw on some ballast to this man to balance him out to Jaden Neal. Maybe no ballast for the mini season. I'm not sure. We'll have to check in with some of the admins and find that out. But Cody Lawrence, first driver to cross the line, take the checker flag. Jaden Neal in P2 will take second. Pete Rader still driving his heart out. And I think he's battling with the Bowes car. The AIEA, IOU, and sometimes Y team. Going around Spoon, and 130R for the final time. In third place will be Pete Rader. For the Jumpman Tar Heels F1 team, they will cross the line in third place. Colin Edwards, 11 seconds adrift. Will catch up in fourth place, finishing the race where he started. Trent H, next driver to cross the line, will bring home fifth. And we have Ryan Earl coming to the Casio Triangle and the Aston Martin. Number 14 for him in sixth place. Matt Chevry in seventh. John Hokie in eighth. Twisted Jack in ninth. Spump in 10th. Trevidi in 11th, Shorter in 12th, Cody Fowers in 13th, Piermain, Worley, and Toast 14, 15, and 16. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Really appreciate all the love and support, as always. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff for the Slipstream Racing channel. We'd really appreciate that. It goes a long way to helping the algorithm of YouTube and get us promoted and get us the more drivers we get on track, the more action we get to see, and the more fun we get to have of all skill levels. Come join us at Slipstream Racing, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night. And as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Bye-bye.